I'm sure you've heard the news, but not like this. Get ready to dive into what's happening in the world of MMA. We're your go-to spot for fight night predictions, fighter interviews, and all the behind-the-scenes action you crave. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Give it up for your host, the one and only Panda.
What's up, everybody? Daddy from PandaMMANews.
Big Poppy.
Big Sloppy. That's what we got.
I like. That's what I like, baby. Come on.
He loves it sloppy, man. He fucking loves it.
I like that Hawk, too.
Hawk Tui, son. Hawk Tui. That's what we're getting with these next two MMA cards. Our next two UFC cards, some fucking Hawk Tui. we're having to slurp down whatever the fucking UFC gives us up until UFC 304, man. It's actually, it's pretty sad.
Beggars can't be choosers, but there's some bangers on here. There's some low-key bangers.
Well, this week. Next week is, it's kind of fucked.
Next week, you guys might just go to the lake on Saturday.
That or just spend the day in the bathroom, just get food poisoning that day.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe take up an extra shift at work.
Yep.
To pay for your pay-per-view the next week.
Exactly. So this is what we're looking at. First fight of the night, we have Abdul Razak Alasan versus Cody Brundage. I probably slaughtered that first guy's name. I do not apologize. Get an easier name to say.
Yeah, dude. Fuck's wrong with you?
So, I mean, let's take a look at their records real quick. Cody Brundage.
Well, so both fighters are coming off a loss. Cody's 8 years younger and 4 inches taller. But you know what's weird is Cody doesn't have the reach advantage.
That is weird, but I mean, I guess Abdul is, I don't know how to say it. I feel like this is going to come across as a cancelable term, but there's nothing nefarious about this term. He's a knuckle dragger. Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean, you know, there's nothing nefarious about that. Some people are knuckle draggers, dude. I'm 5'9", and I have the wingspan of someone who's 5'11". I'm kind of a knuckle dragger myself.
Yeah, I mean, in high school, I looked like a fucked up ape. You know, I kind of had to grow into it. You know, but we out here.
That comment might be a cancelable offense. I'm not 100% positive on that one, but that one might be a cancelable offense.
Well, that's okay. I'm talking about myself here. We can cancel that out for myself. But, you know, the thing about Cody is, man, he loves to spam the arm triangle choke, so that's going to be interesting. If it's either Abdul's going to touch him up and use that 1 inch reach advantage to knock his ass out, or Cody might be able to get a hold of him and throw out that arm triangle.
He might throb that arm triangle out?
He might live, laugh, throb that thing out there, dude.
Yes, sir. By the way, you can get this on the PandaMMAnews.com. You just go to the merch section, click buy merch, and you will see all our current merch for sale. This one is a limited edition shirt. We don't know how long we're going to sell it for. So if you want to throb hard, I suggest you go get it.
If you want to be full throbby Lawler, get your ass in that merch store and get you one.
Yeah, so tell me who you got here.
You know what, dude? I'm going Abdul. I think he's gonna knock out Cody.
Abu, he cried like a dog. I said, Abu, don't cry. I wouldn't cry.
But if you're going to, here's the towel.
But okay, so that brings us to our next fight. We have Julian Erosa versus Christian Rodriguez.
Dude, look at the guy's fucking height, bro. For a featherweight fighter, he's 6'1", 145 pounds.
Brother, that's nothing. I forgot that fucking Joaquin Buckley fought this guy, but he fought a guy at welterweight that was 6'5". So, I mean,
what?
Yeah.
That's a tactical noodle if I ever heard of one.
Right? But yeah, so, I mean, you guys see the tail of tape right here. We have Julian Erosa. He's age 34, standing at 6'1", 145 pounds with a reach of 74.5 inches. We have Christian Rodriguez. He's 26 years of age, 5'6". Jesus Christ, poor guy. 5'6", 145 pounds with 71.5 inches of reach. Who do you got here?
Well, okay, so a couple things to note. Julian loses the most by KO. He's coming off a win against Ricardo Ramos back in March, and he's got a great Bravo choke. So there's that. And Christian...
Like a hoo-ha-hoo type of Bravo choke?
Fuck yeah, Bubba.
Hell
Hey,
yeah, brother.
but here's Christian though, dude. You know, just because he's short doesn't mean he's not fierce, bro. His only loss came by way of decision against Jonathan Pierce back in February of 2022. He's on a four fight win streak.
He's on a 4 white streak.
And he's great at utilizing all the weapons. I'll tell you what, I'm taking Christian on this one.
I like it. I like it. And you know what? At the end of the day, this is a young man's sport. And even though he is a fucking puny little 5'6", and that's no offense, Christian. You know, some of us weren't born to be above 5'6", and that's all right. That's why some of us, you know, are at featherweight below. Maybe featherweight might be too big for you at 5'6", but we'll find out this Saturday, I guess. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take the short king. I'm taking Christian Rodriguez.
There you go. There you go. That's my thoughts on this one too, bro. Hey, but here's the thing, man. You know, Christian's a badass fighter, but he probably, when he has to go piss in a public restroom, he's the guy that pees on the floor a little bit. And that's okay, because, you know, if you said something to him, he'd probably fuck you up.
Hey, you know what? I've been there before drunk. I've been to a party drunk, and they had newspapers lying in the ground, and I said, you know what? You want to track my pee? Spun in a circle, brother. Spun in a circle. I spun that ass in a circle.
Yeah, you're like a party.
Not the way they wanted me to.
Like a party gerbil.
No one showed me up their ass through a tube, but moving on. Our next match here, we have Gabriel Bonfim versus, I don't know if it's Ange or Angie Lusa. We have Gabriel Bonfim. He's age 26, 6'1", 170 pounds with a 72.5-inch reach. We have, I'm just going to say Angie Lusa, age 31, 5'8", 170 pounds, 74-inch reach. Who do you got here? Tell me, break it down for me.
All right, baby, let's break it down. And Angie Lusa, you know that motherfucker got picked on as a kid. No wonder why he's in the UFC now. He either had to get tough or he had to get fucked by Diddy, and that's not going to happen.
Tough or fucked.
he chose the no Diddy route. So kudos to you, Lusa. Hopefully you're not loose though. With this one, dude, I'm going to go. Actually, I just want to say this. Are you noticing a trend here? The shorts versus the talls?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm noticing that with all these fights. It's just kind of weird, like a weird phenomenon that's happening. But both young fighters. Gabe's coming off a loss back in November to Nicholas Dalby. Gabe he's a submission specialist. For Lusa to win, he'll have to do it with his knockout power. So I'm actually going to take Gabe in this fight.
Fair enough. Once again, young man sport, especially coming in with a nearly 4-inch height advantage. I mean, he is lacking on the reach compared to Angie Lusa. He's also kind of a knuckle dragger like myself. I'm going to have to go with you. I'm going to have to take Gabriel Bonfim on this also. This next one, though, might be where we change. I don't know. It depends on your opinion on the potential knockout holder of 155. But we have the legendary Drew Dober versus Gene Silva. Drew Dober is 35 years of age, 5'7", 155 pounds of fucking fury, with a 70-inch reach. It looks like Gene Silva's 27 years of age, 5'6", 145 pounds, so he's moving up in weight class with an inch of 69 inches. So only a one-inch reach advantage and height advantage for Drew Dober. But Drew Dober is used to fighting at a heavier weight class, it appears. But Gene Silva has the age advantage. Break it down for me. Who do you got here?
All right, dude, let me break this one down. So if Drew's going to win, it's likely they're going to be by knockout or he's actually going to lose by decision. Drew's coming off a loss to Renato Carneiro by decision. But get this, dude. Gene Silva has 10 knockout wins. It's going to be a dogfight either way. You know both these guys are going to come in fucking swinging. I'm excited for this one.
This is Drew Dober's third match on this card. They kept remaking it because Drew Dober, this is in Colorado, and Drew Dober is a Colorado native. So they wanted to keep an exciting fight on here. So, I mean, Gene Silva is taking this short notice. As far as I know, it's under 2 weeks short notice.
But get this, bro. Gene's on a 10-fight win streak, and he has a sneaky guillotine. So he has a lot going for him. I love Drew. I'm actually taking Gene Silva in this fight.
I literally knew. That's why I said I feel like this is where our opinions are going to differ. I got to stick with the dog, dude. I got to stick with Drew Dober. I ran into the man in Phoenix, Arizona. The guy's a fucking sweetheart. He's built like a fucking angel that fell from heaven. He's chiseled out of stone. I wake up in the morning, I look at myself, and I see Drew Dober a little bit just underneath all this fat. I see if I took a little chisel to this shit, I shave my chest, I could be right there with him. So I got Drew Dober. So that moves us into the co-main event. We have Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Muslim versus Muslim Muslim Sakaliev.
Dude,
Real quick, let me get the tail of the tape. Santiago Ponzinibbio, age 37, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, 73-inch reach. We have Muslim. He's 40 years of age. This is the battle of old men. Jesus. 5'9", 170 pounds, 70-inch reach. Break it down. Give me your pick.
Okay. First of all, the cat got a hold of the keyboard on this one, dude. But yeah, it's funny you should say that because in my notes I put both old ass fighters. But I'm saying that as if Alex Pereira isn't 37 years old, fucking just starching everybody. So
he's a freak of nature.
Age is just a number at some point, depending on who you talk to. But Santiago, he's coming off a loss to guess who? Kevin Holland. Back in April 2023. He hasn't fought in over a year. But here's the cool thing about this dude. He has wins over Mike Perry and Sean Strickland. So he's actually got an impressive resume. Muslim, he's a knockout artist. They call him the king of Kung Fu. And the weird thing is he's from Dagestan. So there's a lot of things just not really matching up with this guy. I don't really know how to feel about him.
I don't know if he's going to get into heaven from the approval of Allah with all this fucking mishap going on.
Exactly. I feel like if you're from Dagestan and you're not coming in with that fucking wrestling background, you're a fraud and they don't accept you out there. You probably have to walk the streets in a what do you call it? What do you call this? He's looking like a ghost out there on Halloween. Coming off back-to-back losses with most recently to Randy Brown back in February. So my prediction, I'm actually going to take Santiago on this one. Even though he hasn't fought in over a year, he's got a lot more time in the cage. He's an old dog, and he's got some impressive wins on his resume. So I'm taking Santiago.
Fair enough. I'm going to have to go with Santiago Ponzinibbio, too, just because he's the honestly, call me a casual, but I don't know if I've ever seen a Muslim fight. I've seen a Muslim fight. I don't know if I've seen the Muslim fight, though. So I'm going to have to go with Santiago on that. And that brings us to our main event, which I don't know how this is legal because you have a boy versus a girl, basically. You have Rose Namajunas, age 32, 5'4", 125 pounds. She was the 115 champ. She has a 65-inch reach. She's going against Tracy Cortez, which is something to look at, something to behold. She is age 30. I can't believe she's age 30. She's 5'4", 125 pounds, 65.5-inch reach. So only a half-inch reach difference. Break it down. Tell me who you got here.
The first thing I noticed was they're virtually the same build. I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. Rose, she's won in every fashion. If she loses, it's likely going to be by a decision. And guess who's the king of decisions, or the queen of decisions, I should probably say? Tracy Cortez. She's coming off a win against Amanda Ribas back in March. Tracy Cortez, she's a decision type fighter. She's been submitted once.
Her last fight was a banger, though.
She's been submitted twice if you count Brian Ortega. She has an 11-fight win streak. That's what I'm considering to be extremely impressive, and she hasn't lost since 2017, so that's a flex. So for me, I'm actually torn on this one because I actually like Thug Rose, but I think Tracy's actually going to win this fight.
I agree with you 100%, not just because she's my Amora. I agree 100%. After her last fight, fucking banger, dude. Like, honestly, like, she stopped mid-fight because it was like a headbutt or something, and they had a little argument in the cage, and it continued for Tracy to go on and kick this girl's ass even further. And just to get you guys that name, her last fight was against, it was supposed to be Mariah Maverick, but it was Jasmine Yazadavagdigas. Yeah. Try saying that 3 times.
No thanks.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks like we're both riding with Tracy. It looks like our only difference on this card in opinion is the Drew Dober fight. And that's, something, again, to keep in mind is even though Gene Silva is, coming off of all those knockout wins and everything, he is moving up in weight class. He's moving up to a weight class to where Drew Dober's going to be the bigger man. He's more experienced in that weight. And Gene's taking this on short notice, man.
Well, he's definitely got the odds stacked against him, but what he also has is momentum on his side, whereas Drew Dober doesn't necessarily have that. Like you said, dude, I love Drew Dober. I'm a fan, and so I'm kind of torn about that. But I'm looking at this from just statistically. I
Real
think
quick, who'd you say his last loss was against?
Who are we talking about?
Drew Dober.
Renato Canario.
It's Moicano. It's Show Me Money Moicano, motherfucker. He has a podcast with Gilbert Burns.
Renato?
Yeah, Renato Moicano. Moicano beats everybody, dude. Moicano's a beast. So I don't
He beats everybody and his pecker, baby. Come on, let's go.
I don't hold a decision win too much in my mind. I mean, Moicano, the fact that it took a decision to beat Drew Dober, and I believe I remember that fight. I believe Moicano was in a dominant position the majority of the fight, but he could not submit Drew Dober.
It was actually a really good fight.
Yeah. So, I mean, that just, again, beckons me to go with Drew Dober a little bit more. But, yeah, so that's it for that fight card. Yeah, I got to go with Drew Dober on that, though.
Hey,
but,
dude, did you hear about Sean Strickland was joyriding his motorcycle? He was doing wheelies and he wrecked it?
No, I didn't, but do you have the link?
Of course not, dude. You know I don't do that.
Dude, when you see stuff like that, save the link, send it to me so I can add it to current events.
I just saw that. I was like, ooh. Apparently it's just scrapes and bruises. He's going to be fine. It's not career threatening, but probably shook him up a little bit. Or maybe not because it's Sean Strickland. He probably got off on that shit, actually.
He probably came a few times.
He probably
lived, laughed, throbbed. I mean, in reality, this limited edition T-shirt that you can only buy for a limited time, it was actually, in reality, designed for Sean Strickland. If you really think about it, he lives, laughs, and throbs.
Yeah, he's throbbing on the throttle of his motorcycle. And if you put too much throb in that throttle, guess what? You lose control of your bike and you get little bumps and bruises. What do you think about him calling out David Goggins?
David Goggins challenged him to Hell Week, and he accepted. So I guess they're doing the Hell Week here soon.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I think Strickland could definitely survive that. He's just a freak of nature as far as cardio is concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, here's the thing about Strickland, though. Here's the thing, guys. Strickland, he keeps turning down this Robert Whittaker fight, and I get it, dude. You don't want to fight someone, especially someone like Robert Whittaker, when you feel like you have a claim to the title. And I agree, he does have a claim to the title, but this is the UFC, dude. You're not going to get this title shot off a ranking. This is about numbers, who had the most exciting prior fight, and you and Whittaker are close enough in the rankings to where you guys are exchangeable at this point. You really got to buckle down, dude. You got to go take care of business. You want to fucking take this title fight from Whittaker? Go fucking show us why you deserve it. Because I'm not going to lie. I'm a Sean Strickland fan, but I'm a Whittaker fan more. And I think Whittaker beats Strickland.
Ooh. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you are a diehard Whittaker fan. And you know what? I'm not
Bobby
knocking
Knuckles.
But, Whittaker, he's that forward fighter. And I think he would actually have a lot of trouble with Sean Strickland just because he's got that weird Philly shell kind of thing going on.
Yeah, but Whittaker's not just forward. He cuts angles.
Yeah, well, guess who else cuts angles? Izzy. And even though I would say Izzy probably wasn't prepared and didn't take the fight seriously.
He got a DUI 2 weeks before.
He still looked fucking good. going into that fight. He was moving around like Izzy does in the cage, so I don't really discount that win.
I discount it because if you look at his fight with Dricus, dude, he looks like a fucking novice in there. Everything he does is technically wrong, and he gave Sean the fight of his life. And I believe firmly Sean Strickland won that fight, but it shouldn't have been that close.
Well, that's the thing about Dracus, dude. I think he gets a lot of heat for being this awkward, fighting style, but he's done it so well. And when you're fighting with people and things are so rhythmic and you can calculated, somebody like Dracus, it's harder to prepare for that. Just in the same way that I think that's kind of Sean's strength too. If you think about it, people just don't really know how to prepare for that because nobody's fighting that way. So when you think about it, that's why it was such a badass fight, dude. That was a fucking banger fight. Both those guys were just throwing down, and it was like two awkward fighting styles coming at each other that they both couldn't really prepare for, So it was really cool to see. But I'm gonna say this: I think Strickland's actually smart for holding out on it because it's a risky fight, and if you want the belt back and you want the bigger paydays, it makes a lot more sense to let that fight play out and be the next in line.
Okay.
If he gets to be the next line.
But put your promotional cap on here. If you're the UFC and you have Sean Strickland, who came off one of the most boring fights, and that it takes two to tango. So I'll give to Strickland. Mostly it's Costa's fault that was boring. But regardless, it was a boring fight, a boring decision. Versus you have Whitaker, who went in there and starched the motherfucker in 10 seconds. And he took that fight fucking like 2 days notice because Chimaev can't fucking hold together a fucking fight card. I mean, it's just hard to side with Strickland based off their last performances. That's why we need to see them fight, dude. We have enough time for you guys. They both take short notices fight. They could fucking take a fight on the Perth card with the title and decide that night who's challenging for the title.
Sorry, I'm pulling something up really quick.
I'm pulling something out, brother. It's all right.
Pull up and pull out, baby. Let's go.
That's the next shirt. That's actually, that's the name of the episode. Pull up, pull out.
Okay, here we go. This is the point that I wanted to make, though. I don't think Ikram Alaskarov. I'm butchering that. You guys can go fuck yourselves if you want to say something. Put it in the comments, and I'll laugh at you. Stay with your fucking chest, though, if you're going to do it, bitch. Here's the thing, though. If I'm going to put Ikram against Paulo Costa, I think Paulo Costa wins. So if you're talking about the fighter that they last competed against, I don't think there is a comparison. I think Paulo Costa sleeps him. So that's the only thing I'll say about that.
Okay, but look at Whitaker versus Costa and Strickland versus Costa. Yeah, Whitaker did get wobbled by a left high kick out of nowhere. But for the most part, that was a dominant performance by Whitaker, and it was far more – I won't say it was far more dominant. It was far more exciting from Whitaker versus what Strickland put out.
And maybe so, but think about where Paulo Acosta is at in his career. He'd had some stale time. He had some time off, and he's coming back into the ring. And
brother, that was like 6 months ago.
But that's what I'm saying is like he had time off, and then missing weight and it's like, okay, is he going to actually get in the cage sort of thing? But we all know when Paulo Costa gets in that cage, he's a threat. A lot of people don't want to take that fight against him because he is a threat.
Especially Chimaev.
Yeah.
Fucking chin gourmet.
Dude. Yeah, dude. I used to ride the Chimaev train pretty hard. I was pretty high on Chimaev, and fuck, man. Now what's he doing? Just ripping people off with fucking Bitcoin bullshit? Like, what are you doing?
You saw that? You saw that shit?
Yeah, what are you doing,
Everyone's
pal?
fucking doing it, dude. Steve will do it's doing it. Fucking Chimaev did it. Strickland said he was approached to do it. Strickland actually came out. I don't know if you saw this, but he called Chimaev a fucking scam artist who scammed all his fans because he was approached to do the very same thing, which was, vouch for a coin, and then the value dip as soon as his fans buy in. And according to Strickland, he turned it down.
Well, that's integrity. And some people have it,
Farms.
some people don't. Yeah, dude. Chimaev, he struggles with a lot of things, and I guess integrity is one of them at this point. I never saw that coming. When it was COVID time, who hit the fucking scene and was fighting like literally every fucking fight card? Chimaev. So for him to
that was in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. Yeah, where it was absolutely much harder to actually get that fight done because there's COVID test after COVID test and isolation and trainings are interrupted and you still have to put on the media and do all that stuff. There's a lot of distractions. So you're saying you can do all that, but now you can't fucking make weight and show up to a fight when it matters. And we're like trying to see, are you the real deal? Are you going to make it to the top? Are you going to, because remember at one point they're saying Chimaev could take 3 belts. He could do what Alex is doing at one point. And when he was fighting every weekend and he was doing it in dominant fashion, okay, I thought he could for sure. But now I'm second guessing that. And after his last fight, he's like, he struggled against Usman.
It should have been a tie. It should have been a draw.
And not knocking Usman, but dude, he took it on short notice. The guy was probably fucking chilling big.
2 weeks.
Big chilling.
And 1 weight class up.
Yeah, and a weight class up. He's like, fuck it. He believed in himself. He rolled the dice, and he put on a great performance.
And Usman even said, like, he's all, dude, as much as they were building it up, dude, like, I expected him to have this crazy godlike strength. And when he grabbed a hold of me, it wasn't anything I haven't faced before. So obviously we were both right there riding the Chimaev train, and we were riding him pretty hard, but you know, the Gilbert Burns kind of exposed the cardio issue he has, which is after round 1, he's virtually useless.
Yeah. But I was still a fan after that Gilbert Burns fight, just because he got knocked, dude, and he dove at the legs and kept fighting and persevered.
He's a crush sniffer.
I love that shit. But he was throwing damage. It wasn't like he just did it enough to get his bearings back, and he was right back to throwing bombs and shit. You know, it was a fucking sick fight. It was dope, and it was crazy the way like. But did you notice something? That fight actually is what changed him, because he was sprinting and he was sitting on the top of the cage waiting for him.
Yep.
That's and his tone has changed. Oh, brother. Oh, the brother. Oh, get the Bitcoin because it's going to be super good and you guys are going to make a lot of money, brother. Dude, before he's like, I'll kill everybody. You know, it's like totally different fucking tones, dude. So he switched up pretty tough. Now, that's an interesting thing that's been crossing my mind. I think fighters need to get paid. They deserve to get paid. Remember, we were just talking to Chris Moutinho, and he's like, bro, after I fight, I'm looking to make $1.
Chris.
Shout out, Chris. They deserve to get paid. But, God, what happens to these fucking phenomenal fighters when they're no longer hungry because they got their money and their needs are met? We've seen it happen so many times to some great fighters. They make money, and then all of a sudden the performance goes, their attendance and willingness to fight goes.
He just realized that UFC was harder than he anticipated. You know, once he got to Gilbert Burns, everyone else before that was just, you know, it was cream corn, dude. And then he got to Gilbert Burns and he realized, oh shit, this guy is half my fucking size, and he just dropped me 3 times in this fight, or 2 times, whatever it was. And I think after that, especially, and Usman too. Usman was coming off the knockout loss and then the decision loss to Leon, and then taking the fight short notice to weight class up. And he realized after round 1, oh, I broke my hip. No, dude, you fucking gassed out, and you realized that you were in there with a former world champion. And I don't give a fuck what anyone says about Usman. Usman's a fucking dog. I was the biggest Usman hater for a while, dude. And, you know, we didn't realize what we were seeing. Really, what we were seeing is greatness in the process. So, shout out Usman. But, after the Usman fight, he realized, if I can't even beat a blown-up 170er who's taking this on 2 weeks' notice, how the fuck am I going to compete with Paulo Costa or Robert Whitaker or any of these other guys at middleweight? What are you going to do against Bo, dude? I want to see you go against fucking Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel is a pure American wrestler. He was Division I. I believe he was on the Olympian team, or at least he was in the trials. I firmly believe he would not get taken down by Chimaev. I think after round 1, he would have his fucking way with Chimaev.
Dude, that's actually a dream. That's a fantasy matchup right there.
That should be the fight.
The way things are going, Hamzat's back in the prove yourself stage, in my opinion. You gotta prove yourself. I agree. And he his only fight at that weight class, like you said, was a jump up 170 Kamaru Usman. So yeah, he hasn't fought anybody in that weight class. And if you're gonna struggle to make it to 170, you gotta come to terms with, like, hey, you better, you know, maybe that's his whole thing. Maybe he's bulking up. Maybe he's eating a lot of cheeseburgers these days, and you know, and
he's eating a lot of ass, dude, because this is a lot of fucking bullshit.
Motherfucker, huh?
You know? But, you know, we're gonna move on to the current events. So this is actually a very good time for a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Whoa, dude. Where'd you get that totally throbular shirt from?
Funny you should ask. I got it from Panda MMA News merch store. We have all sorts of merch to choose from, including our brand new Live, Laugh, Throb shirt from episode 4. We have dog collars, dog beds, limited edition shirts, hats, coffee mugs, and more. So what are you waiting for? Come throb with us at PandaMMAnews.com. Just click the merch tab and check out all our great product.
Throbbing is known to cause health issues for both male and females above the age of 40. So do not use PandaMMAnews.com without prior doctor consent. Please throb responsibly.
All right, guys, make sure you listen to those sponsors and you fucking go and get yourself a fucking Live, Laugh, Throb shirt while they last, dude. Or a pet collar, dog collar, whatever, dude. Dog bed. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you go get yourself a Panda dildo. Just make sure you buy it from us.
And you know what? Those dog beds are more than just for your dog. You know, you can do doggy style on there. You can do.
Dude, I usually lay on the bed and I throw my legs up the air with my fucking raw asshole hanging out. I'm like, look at me.
You know, when it's March, you can put one in the corner, and you know, Ian Gary will just pop up, fucking little leprechaun, just fucking looking for a little cuck action. Whatever, just get your ass in there and get some. Don't matter.
Yeah, make sure you get in there, dude. Until we get some actual sponsors, you guys are gonna see this a lot. So fucking buy some goddamn gear. Tell your friends about us. That way you can stop hearing about our fucking ads and we can get some actual ads so we can get fucking paid. But
that's what we want, right, guys? You guys want to see us get paid?
Yeah. You think we should do this for free just because we're white? Fuck you, dude. I'll have you know, dude, I am also part Native American. And you know what, dude? It hurts my soul to know that you guys came to my land, took my land, and now you won't give me the fucking money you owe me. So fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
But no, we're gonna get into some current events, guys. So the first thing we have is going to be some sparring footage from the Israel Adesanya camp in preparation for UFC 305. Let me share my screen. All right, let me turn on the audio. Thought I clicked play.
Ooh.
That was cheap. So real quick, were you able to hear the audio from the video?
Yeah, dude.
All right, perfect. So before we really dive into this, I love the fucking Avengers theme song. That is hilarious.
I was like, it was kind of faint, so I was like, am I really hearing that right now? But he's about to avenge himself. Dude, a prepared Izzy, I don't think Drakus has what it takes to keep up.
I don't think Strickland does either. Not prepared Izzy. Especially coming off a rematch.
I don't care if he touches dogs or not. You know?
Dude, he can fist fuck dogs or finger whatever, dude. I don't promote bestiality, but Izzy, you do you, brother.
Hey, he might need a dog bed and a collar.
He definitely needs a fucking collar, dude. I can tell you that much right now, dude. But no, he actually looks very good, dude. I mean, that sweep was pretty clean. That fucking knee was cheeky. His sparring partner had him in that really awkward kind of tripod style armbar, and he was able to squirrel his way out of that. That was pretty nice.
Coming out the back.
Yeah, my specialty coming out the back, brother. I come out swinging out the back. But yeah. So I mean, that's the whole thing for the Izzy camp. But here's the real news, dude. And this is what's gonna blow everyone away if you haven't already seen this by the time this podcast comes out, because it blew me away when I read this. So let me share my screen real quick, brother. We're talking about Rampage Jackson versus Rashad Evans at fucking 1FC 169.
What the fuck?
Boxing.
Yeah. I put my money on Rashad.
I put my money on Rampage, dude. Rashad has been on mushroom trips. Rampage has actually been training hard. He's been training super hard. I just saw recently a sparring match with him and his son, who's a professional MMA fighter, and he manhandled his son like it was fucking child's play. So I feel like what you're judging your opinion off of is when Rampage fought Fedor. Am I correct?
Any of his most recent bouts.
Well, that was his most recent bout. That's the one where he got pieced up by Fedor and he fell to his face and he like tapped out and he was like, no more, I don't want no more. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, that's part of it, but yeah, I'd say his last 3 fights.
So he said the reason why he was so fat is because his doctor told him he had a thyroid condition. So his doctor prescribed him on this thyroid medication, and he actually did not have a thyroid condition. So that caused him to gain a bunch of weight and fucked his cardio up and his training, so he couldn't properly train for that fight. He is lean, mean, and anyone I've heard or seen that's seen him recently have said that he is fucking jacked right now. They're both the same age. Rashad Evans hasn't fought in what, fucking 10 years?
Dude. I just saw something about Rampage Jackson talking about John Jones being on steroids when he was on the Rogan podcast. And
that's where he announced his fight, was on the Rogan podcast.
Okay. I think it takes one to know one. I think Rampage Jackson's on some steroids.
He fought in Pride, dude. Everybody who was in Pride was on steroids, brother.
But will Rashad take steroids at this point in his life?
Rashad, I don't even know if he'll fight, dude. I'd like actually fight. He's on this mushroom fucking hippie, kumbaya brother fucking trip, dude. I don't know if he'll actually put up a fight. I think he's gonna go in there and get fucking fucked up.
I'm still putting my money on Rashad.
That's where we differ, brother. I mean, obviously, opinions might change when we get closer to this fight, when we actually see some training footage from both of them. But as of right now, I just got to go off what I've seen recently, which is Rashad is just a hippie that does shrooms on the UFC broadcast team, and Rampage Jackson's out there actually training. So I think I'm going to have to go with Rampage on this.
Well, take it from Mike Harrington, man. You can do shrooms and go to public places and spaces and be great.
Now fucking fight, though.
Cool. Maybe it brings out the
shout out Mike Harrington,
the art of the 8 limbs, dude.
Dude, I'm not saying this is a thing, but look at them both, brother. They have art of the 9 and 10 limbs, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
If you're picking up what I'm laying down here, I'm laying down something that'll get us kicked off YouTube if I say it in direct fucking English.
Well, we both barely speak English anyway, so fuck it.
Especially after a few of these bad boys, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so I mean, honestly, in my opinion, that was the biggest news of it all, because that was the biggest drop. Because I mean, Rampage was talking about fighting Shannon Briggs. He's talking about fighting Shannon Briggs for the longest time. And on the Rogan podcast, he actually came out and he said whenever Francis fought Anthony Joshua, I think, in Saudi Arabia, that they were looking for someone to fight Lennox Lewis, and Rampage was the only one to raise his hand. Lennox Lewis, apparently, according to Rampage, was just playing the field. He really doesn't want to fight. But Shannon Briggs came out and said, no, I want the Rampage fight. So they threw the Lennox fight off the table. And then Shannon Briggs, fucking right after that, thrown off the table, was like, yeah, no, I don't really want to fight. I was just kidding.
He's just testing the waters.
He's just testing the waters.
Seeing if he still got it.
Exactly. But
which is what I feel like both these guys are doing, and we're not professional.
They're trying
fighters.
to make a bag, dude. Which I mean, how? Well, sorry. Can you hear that?
I heard something.
God, that was annoying. But no, I mean, that's what both these guys are trying to do, dude. So, I mean, you can't really knock them.
I get it. Hey, man, get that money.
They're just trying to make a bag, dude. I mean, they saw Jorge Masvidal and fucking Nate Diaz go out there who had no business doing boxing, and it was actually a fun fight because neither of them had business in the boxing realm.
Dude. Yeah, well, there was actual boxers on that card, and those fights were not nearly as entertaining as that last fight with Nate and Jorge. That shit was sick.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
They were going at it, dude. They had Max Holloway fucking stats with the amount of punches being thrown.
Yeah. But that brings us to our next one, which is this isn't news, but this is just fun, dude. Just check this clip out of Mike Tyson. I'm not sure what show he's on, but just to set this up, he is my screen shares. He is playing darts blindfolded. So check this out, because this is actually pretty fucking wild. I'm gonna turn on the audio for the computer.
Throwing sharp objects blindfolded of the day. You ready for that, Mike? Will you go ahead and throw that blindfold over your eyeballs for me?
Shaolin monk stuff right here, babe.
You promise you can't see anything? You want blue or red?
Anything. Just give me something.
Anything. Here we go. You hit the board. That doesn't usually happen. You're doing well. Oh, my God. Okay, last one.
I'm not looking. Look at my eyes. I'm not looking at anything. It's the one thing I'm not gonna brag, but thank you.
Dude, I mean, what can you even say to that, dude? That shit's fucking wild, dude. That guy still got the accuracy.
Dude. That guy, he's a fucking superhero, dude. And that was crazy as fuck. And, you know, he would be so fun to party with.
No, he wouldn't. We would end up getting fucked up. We would get our asses beat. He would
we would probably say some stupid shit, and
that or he'd just roid rage on us. Be like, I'd fuck you till you love me, dude, and we're getting our cheeks peeled back.
Now, Keith.
He makes us kiss each other. You guys are gonna fuck each other till you love each other. That sounds terrible.
That's called infinity throbbing.
You guys want to throb, right? Here's how you throb.
Now throb.
Now throb. I said throb. But so we also have some news on the upcoming price for the Jake Paul versus Mike Perry fight, which is on July 20th. I will share screen just so I have
coming
visual
up
representation.
Perry's gonna hit him with them platinum fists, boy.
So tell me how this fucking makes sense, brother. We're talking fucking UK's paying 20 fucking pounds while US is paying $65 fucking dollars. How the dude, Jake Paul's not worth $10. How the fuck are we charging? I guess the 55 is coming from fucking Mike Perry because he's worth the money. We know that.
Well, you know, that's why Jake Paul's doing what he's doing, because fighters in the boxing, you know, he's advocating for fighter pay. I agree. I mean, we definitely won't be paying that amount for that fight, but we will be seeing
wink,
it.
wink.
but
you might be stream westing, if you know what I mean.
That being said, though, I think it's gonna be a fun ass fight because Perry's just gonna fucking be throwing him, and Jake, he's been doing it long enough. He's got all the resources at his hand, and he's taking it serious. And he's got bombs, bro. He's fucking putting people to sleep.
Yeah, but Mike Perry, you know Mike Perry's gonna let him hit him, dude. And he's like, okay, high guard, let's fucking go now. Dude, I have such a hard time seeing how Jake Paul wins this fight, and I swear to God, if he wins, dude, you guys will hear from me again, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Somebody's fucking dog is getting kicked.
Yeah, hopefully it's not mine. Hopefully it's the neighbors.
Yeah. So maybe don't bring your dog to the shop that day, because I don't want to have to do that. But you know, it'll leave me no choice.
Bring your dog from home, please. But yeah. So I mean, that's the news on how much that costs. This is actually a fun video though that Marab put out. Let me show my screen. Marab Delavigi. However the fuck you say that fucker's name, dude. I don't know. I'm not fucking Georgian. Here we go, though.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck is going on?
Dude, the guy's a fucking clown.
Hey, did you hear any of that audio?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure because I clicked the button on the interface accidentally. Yeah, dude. And Marab's the one that put that video, not Sean O'Malley. That's what's really funny.
Got fired. Well, I don't know if you saw. I mean, it's like he shot himself, you know.
Yep. But this next one I'm going to give you is going to be the end of our current events, and we will get to the outro of this podcast. Let me see. Bookmarks. So I got to say, but my mouse is fucked up because I decided to slam it against my table because it was hardly working.
Well, dude, maybe you should get off those certain sites and not glaze the knuckles.
I fucking love the double blind on it. So this one's great. All right, let me share my screen. All right, get a whiff of this.
Like it's got one inside the thing, that brand.
He fucking punched himself.
Wait, run that back.
He whacked himself in the fucking face, dude. Slow mo. Or not slow mo, but restart.
Who did?
Nate Diaz, dude. Whenever he clinched up with Masvidal, he went to throw I think it was a left hook. It like rubbed off Masvidal's shoulder, went bop right to his own face. Watch.
Like it's got one inside the thing, that brand.
Oh fuck.
So does that count as a punch for Jorge?
I don't know, dude, but
he's beating a dead horse there.
I saw that earlier today. That was the most Nate Diaz shit I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, so that's it for current events, guys. We got UFC in Denver this upcoming weekend. Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez. We're siding with Tracy Cortez on that card. Let us know your picks in the comments. Let us know if we got it all wrong. We're just a bunch of fucking two big old goofballs.
Because, we're just doing such a fucking good job lately.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? We'd probably do better if these fighters gave us their fucking time for an interview. You know? But
yeah,
we got a pretty exciting show this upcoming Saturday. Normally I wouldn't share the fighters' names, but this is already set in stone. I've been in contact with their managers, and so it's set both ways. So this upcoming Saturday, we have, let me just pull the names up. Ali Pellegrini, she's going to join us, and Ryan Parker. Ali Pellegrini, she just got her Invicta contract, so we're going to chat about her upcoming debut and possibly her aspirations on joining the UFC in the future. Ryan Parker, former Bellator fighter, he fought for Peak FC. We're going to talk about, obviously, what it was like in Bellator before they got bought up by PFL. Excuse me. And it should be a good time. We might be getting joined by the president of what fight organization was it? The president. I'm not going to go through. Centurion FC. We might get joined by the president of them. They have a big event coming up July 20th. So they want to promote. But we'll see if the president actually ends up joining. He's on Brazil time, so it might not work out. But that's it, fuckers. Make sure, again, do not forget, go to fucking PandaMMAnews.com. Click the merch. Click go to merch store. Buy some fucking shit, dude. We don't do this for free. We need to fucking feed our families. Dude, my dog is skin and bones because you cheap motherfuckers won't buy. And also, you know, thank God for some of you guys that are following us on YouTube that actually decided to hit fucking subscribe, dude. Like, honestly, if you're going to watch the goddamn video and you're going to make all these fucking, oh, you're so funny comments, fucking follow, subscribe, dude. Like the goddamn video. Yeah, do you want us to grow or not, motherfuckers? It's that simple.
Don't be fucking cucking us. I know we've said this enough, but don't be fucking cucking us. Hey, some of you have bought merch. Congratulations. You guys are fucking rock stars. Rock that shit. Tell everybody where you got it. Buy one for your grandma. Buy one for your neighbor. Buy one for your, your classmates.
Your side girlfriend. Buy one for your side girlfriend. But, and, you know, again,
buy that shit. Pussies.
Even though we're an episode late, once again, big shout out to Mike Harrington and Chris Montino, our first interviews of the podcast. Appreciate their time and appreciate Ali Pellegrini's and Ryan Parker's time coming up this upcoming Saturday. That episode will be released Monday at 5 p.m. Episodes every Monday and Thursday, 5 p.m. That will never change unless it does, and then it will change. But you'll be the first to know when I tell you.
Like maybe when I'm in Alaska. Who knows? We'll figure it out.
Who knows? He might have a finger in a salmon, you know, fucking just jam that fucker in there, and might still tell us about little knowledge here and there. You never know.
Hey, I might take on a bout with a bear. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some fucking Dagestani wrestling. I'll show the bear what's up. You know?
Dagestani butt fucking with a bear. You never know. That's what happens in Dagestan. I hate to tell you guys. When you hear all this talk about, oh, I wrestled with bear. All my life, I wrestled with bear. That really means he fucked the bear. Oh, sheep. We had one sheep in the village, one sheep. That they really had boots 3 sizes too big to put the sheep's hooves in. Took him to the side of a cliff. That way the sheep has to back up. Can't run away because the hooves are in the boots. That's Dagestani wrestling. That's Sambo for you. I hate to tell you. Jiu-jitsu wins. Fuck you, Sambo.
Yeah, man.
Unless you're going to come on our show, dude. Then I like it.
Yeah. But if not, fuck you.
Yeah, but if not, fuck you. But yeah, peace out, virgins.